Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new part on the painting tutorial of Angron. So if you want to know how I arrived to this point, please check the different parts I have in my channel, where I start from the base. I did the skin, the armor, and then the wings, the arms, so everything is explained in quite detail. So in this final part we are going to do the final assembly, and the parts that are missing are mainly here on the sprue, and as you can see I start painting them on the sprue. I also have here some of the cables that I have to put, so I paint them on the sprue and then I will glue them directly once are almost painted. So what we have done here, I have done the shoulder pads, okay, and you can see I already attached these parts on the shoulder pads. I also do the back armor and I attach this type of trophies, okay, this type of ornament, and then I have the front. All what is done here is the same process that I have done on other parts. So if you want to know how the brass was done, follow my the part on the armor where I explain how I do this type of rusted brass. If you want to know how I do the skulls, I did the skulls on other parts. For example, when I was doing the wings, I explained how I did the skulls on this part, so this way I don't repeat it. As well, when I was doing the armor, I explained how I do this part here, and as well how I do the black and all this type of metallics. So all these are explained in other parts. In order to not repeat myself all the time, I decided to do it off camera because it's more of the same. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on an ornament on the chase plate that is new. Well, it's not fully new because it's going to be bone color, but I wanted to do it on camera, this part, because I think it's different from other parts that we have done before. Okay, so what we are going to do here on these ornaments, I want to go for a bone color, and then I will use a screaming skull, and we are going to apply this over this part. Okay, so I'm going to use this one, screaming skull. I will put a little bit more on my palette. Okay, and we are going to do as well this type of fang ornaments that we have on the armor. I decided that I will do them like if they were made of real fangs, or maybe molded pieces of bone. Okay, so I put some of this on my palette because the one I had was too thin for my, and we are going to start applying a layer here of screaming skull on this type of ornament, and as well on this type of fangs, spiky things that we have on the armor. Okay, just as you apply any base color, a thin layer, I try to be a little bit thin. I thin it, but not so much that it's fully transparent, right? And then I will do this. You have to do the other side. I will do this, and I'm back for the next. Sorry, it was off camera, I think. So these things, right? Then I will do this part as well. So I'm doing all this, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, so this is how it's looking like now. Next step, I'm going to use, as you maybe guess, Seraphim Sepia, and we are going to apply this on these ornaments. Okay, like that. And I do the same here. Okay. And then we do the same on this type of fangs. Okay. on the other side. You can see that here I have not painted super nicely because this part will be covered anyway, right? So you don't need to spend too much time on parts that will not be visible. So this is why I did like that. Okay, so I leave it like that. Now I wait that this dries, and while this is drying I will work on the shoulder pad with the World Eaters symbol. Okay, this one I leave it because I want to do here some additional stuff. I will not do exactly the same that I have done on the rest of the armor. You can see I have only applied the first wash, but I have not applied the what's called this, the nitrate oxide yet. Okay, and I will go with a different concept here. So I will start using more like a type of blues, but I will start first with the green. No, I will start with the blue color. So I will start applying isochromatic blue. Okay, and I will apply it mainly in the here where we have the symbol. And I go quite heavy because I want really to give this blue look on all this. Okay. Something like that. Then on this part I try to go a little bit softer, and now we need to wait that this dries, then I will be back for the next step. But here I want to put a little bit more before. Okay, so you can see I went quite heavy with this isochromatic blue. Now I wait that this dries and I'm back for the next step. Okay, so once this has dried, next step I'm going to use Talazar blue contrast, more blue, no, not yet turquoise. And I'm going to apply this just on the world, okay? I'm going to apply it like that. To make really the and I want to use contrast because I want the metallic to go through. Okay, you can see. And now I will wait that this dries, okay? You can see how it looks like. Let's go now to the other part. Okay, to this part here. We are back to the chest plate. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take again Screaming Skull, and I'm going to do a little bit of highlight, okay, to make it these ornaments pop up a little bit more, okay, as well to add a little bit more contrast. And we are going to do the same on these fangs. Just on the tip we are going to apply Screaming Skull to make it more visible. And now I'm realizing that I miss some of these fangs because I also want to do the fangs here, but these ones, as you can see, are glued to the sprue, So this part I will do it once I take it out of the sprue. So this is the point when you do sub-assembly, sometimes you will need to go back and clean up some parts, but to be fair, I prefer to do it like that because it was easier for me to manipulate it, and it makes my life much easier when you want to paint it. Okay, I will do the other horn and then I'm back, but you can see, so here the thing I want to do is I will be patient, and then I will do some of these lines. Okay, so I will do this, and then I'm back for the next step. Okay, at this point I have separated this part from the sprue. I'm going to do a final touch with Aquax Air Shade. I'm going to do extra shading on the fangs and as well on the horns, so I'm going to do on the fangs something like that. Okay. Just to hear it okay. So especially on the ones that I have that I don't see well the joint with the armor. I want to do it a little bit. And as I said, I have not shared here how I did the brass because it's the same I did on the rest of the armor. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm adding Aquax Air Shade around this type of horns or ornaments to make them pop up a little bit more from the armor. This dark line will help. Something like that. And now we can glue it on the chest, and I will be back. So I have attached everything, glued, sorry, everything, so you can see how the Angron is looking like. Okay, we have here the shoulder pad, we have, and now just keep working on the shoulder pad. I want to do a couple of things. First I will do a very gentle dry brushing because I want to give a little bit of texture to the, after applying the second layer of contrast I lost a lot of texture on the wood, right? So I'm going to apply it, I'm going to give texture by dry brushing gold, Auric Armor Gold. Okay, so I'm going to do like that. So in that way, the parts that are representing the land and a little bit more oldish. Okay, not too much because I want to keep still this blue look. Okay, just a little bit. And then I will take the brush, the thinner brush, and I will paint the teeth in gold. I was thinking to make them in bone color, but at the end I decided to keep. I was thinking that at the end I'm thinking that it will not work, so I will do them in gold, but I will keep them in a brighter gold. Okay, so we are going to apply there, just like a layer of gold. Okay. So I'm going to do this on the teeth, and then the other thing I will do, I will know that I have as well the Auric Armor Gold here. I will edge highlight and clean up a little bit the armor plates as we have done on the previous armor plates. I will do it a little bit like a little bit of edge highlighting. I will also clean up the rest of the armor to give a little bit more of definition on some areas, right? For example, this armor plate, I will go and I will do these edges in Auric Armor Gold. Okay, and if it's needed, I will also do it in some of the previous armor parts that we have put, just to give a little bit more, especially the parts that can have some friction, the spikes. Okay, now that I have everything together, I can have better view of all the parts, and then it's when you do some of the details, right? So I will do, for example, this to highlight a little bit more, because yeah, I like the rusted effect, but at the same time he's not Nargal, right? So we'll have some decent finishing. Not clean, he's a chaos demon in a way. Okay, he does not care too much about keeping the equipment looking nice. Okay, but at the same time you don't want to look too rust, and you want also to give a little bit of definition. So I will do that on all the armor, and I will be back for the next step. Okay, next step, I'm going to use Agvax Airshade, and I'm going to apply it on two parts. First here, at the bottom of this teeth. Okay. And we're going to go like that. And I will do the same on these ones. So to get as well shading on the one we have there. Okay, so I will do that, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, next step, I'm going to use silver, and we are going to do some additional highlights, especially the rivets and some small details that I really want them to pop up. Okay, for example here, I will go and I will touch the rivets. Okay. You can also do some of the corners, but I put very little because I don't want to go into too bright brass or gold. Okay. So we do it here, and we are going to do the same. This is spiky thing, so we are going to touch just the tip to make the tip to pop up. We can touch a little bit this part here, the most exposed parts, and again you can do some of the rivets. If you miss some, it's not going to be the end of the wall. Okay, so like that. So I will be doing that, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, I have finalized the highlights, and I think I will give the work done at this point. So I also have done the rim of the base, and this is how full rim looks like. Okay, so I will make pictures from better pictures later on, so to put them in the channel. But I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. So at the end, it's been a little bit long. I'm sorry that I need a lot of time to post the second parts or the next part of this video, but now I'm trying to recover the rhythm of putting videos, and I hope you have enjoyed this one. So please give a like if you have liked this video, share if you think other people can be interested as usual. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.
taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything.